Bismillah. Assalamu alaikum. I'm Ibrahim, Hassan, Salah. I work in NHS. I've been working there almost over 10 years now. It's been different jobs basically. I started as a pharmacy technician. I worked there for a little bit. Then now I work as a EPMA pharmacy technical along with IT. So it's purely IT based job, and it's basically building drug files, building the whole job is about how the NHS can become paperless. So now at the moment they normally use paper basically to prescribe the drugs into drug charts and so on. So my job is basically to make that paperless, so everything's electronic. But before I basically talk about the job that I do, how my journey started, it was that I used to work as a sales agent when I was a student. Then I went to university, studied public health, BSc, and then after that I've done my master's. But then I wasn't sure what to do, but then after that I joined in as a pharmacy technician basically. That's how I entered the NHS. So it was basically, let's see how it goes. But from there on, they offered me a training to become a pharmacy technician, which I took that, and while I was doing that, I was doing my MSc as well. So at the same time, I finished it together. From there on, basically, they offered me a permanent job. So I stayed there for a little bit. And I remembered once, just going back again, I remembered once when I used to work as a sales agent for a car rental company, there was a gentleman, a customer who came in basically. He said to me, gave me one advice that I would share with you guys, which is basically, in life, if you want something, you'll have to plan ahead. So he said, go home, make a table, and just say, what will I do from now in 5 years' time? Where do I want to be? And then I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? I want to be in NHS, be in the NHS and be an information system manager or a manager in the NHS. The way it started, when I looked at it, I'm like, you know what? It makes sense. So I went home, looked at it, started up. Just to make it short, so I followed the plan to the paper. So it took me just a few months to kind of get it right. So coming to GlobalNet, how I came into it was, I went to a mosque once. I remembered it was an Asr prayer. So I went inside. I saw a gentleman, a brother, who was studying, and I said, you know what? We kind of greeted and just basically started chatting. And I looked at him like, what are you studying? He said, I'm doing a networking course. I'm like, okay. What is it? He spoke to me about it, and then we discussed. Once we discussed, it kind of got me interested. I'm like, where do you learn? Where is it? So there is where the GlobalNet came into it. He gave me the number, and I remember the first day that I called Ma'an Abdullah. He was very polite and very basically, what can I use? I wasn't expecting the advice and the questions that I asked and the answers that I got. So I was well satisfied. So I've Googled it. He wasn't Hassan. You was good. So back then I watched it, and it gave me a lot of determination. So from there on, and I said, you know what? I'm in pharmacy, in NHS, from pharmacy technician to information system manager, plus managing about 3 or 4 people. Project. Day to day was okay, but I wasn't getting that what's the word? That sweetness. So and I'm like, you know what? And I remember one pharmacist said to me, whenever you do IT stuff, you always become a different person. Not in a bad way, but in a good way. So from there on, that's why I decided, you know what? I want to be in IT field. And it's good that I met that brother who gave me his details. I spoke to Ma'anika, he asked me a few questions. I met and we discussed, and he said, tell me about it. I spoke to him about my stories and so on. So from those few questions, he kind of knew what from my knowledge basically. And I was okay, but at the same time he said to me, come and sit in the classroom. So he made me more comfortable, more ease. So as soon as I hear and see the students, it was reassuring. So I was reassured, and straight away I've decided that was it. This is what I want to do, and this is what I want to pursue. And then the other thing I want to tell you, all you guys out there, the class is always sweet. I always look forward to every Saturday. I can't wait. So because of the way the Ma'anik presents and the class of the students is so, it's one of the best experience, and it'd be nice for you guys to come and join and share that experience. So, for example, we always have the little jokes as well. There's a jokes, but I can't remember exactly. But ana kushub. So Ma'anik, he will explain that, inshallah. But yes, from there on, and then plus Ma'anik waxaan see every Tuesday inaa imaano soo catch up sameyno. Haddana waxaa joogtay macallimada oo la dhahay Firdawsa, I hope I can say her name. She always helps and very welcoming, and then I made good friends as well, which are very helpful as well. So I would definitely say, basically, brothers and sisters and all the sisters out there, please come and join us. So hopefully you can see what we're achieving, and I hope all the brothers and sisters and all the Somalis can come and join us, inshallah. Now I'm doing my CCNA finished, and hopefully within the next 2 weeks I'm planning to set my test and hopefully pass. And then within short space of time I became information system manager, and so I moved on in IT basically. So I've combined my pharmacy experience and the IT experience, so it became pharmacy IT. So and at the moment it's quite popular, it's quite short in the NHS, so there's not a lot of IT pharmacy guys or ladies. And I was involved in a project of building a robot in the pharmacy. So basically everything used to be hands-on, but now is a robot picks the medicines up. So I was involved with that project. And then the backup day, basically every day to day, the admin side of it. From there on, it was just a hobby. And then they used to give me every little project that used to come up. So in pharmacy, day to day was basically 9 to 5, doing medicines, dealing with medicines, same thing, just repetitive, just keep coming along. But there were odd IT side of it, and just to add to it, I had the chance or the time to implement a new system, which is a system that now they still use until now, that trust, which is a login system. Before they used a paper where they used to send information different locations. So I've designed a system which is to log information daily, and they receive it the same time, so they can log it. It's basically tracking the actual medicines that's been dispensed and how it comes to the ward and to the patient as well. Before, they used to get missed. A lot of things used to happen, and this actually saved the trust almost $500,000. Which they got it for free, because it was my determination that led to this. So that's why, the day-to-day is quite different, but in IT world now, at the moment the job that I do is basically pharmacy IT, nothing to do with pharmacy. So, and plus I've managed to speak to the networking team. So I think one advice I would give the brothers and the sisters out there is always, when you're in a job that would give you the opportunity to speak to different people or different professionals, always have that connection. So just to build a relationship and networking. So I spoke to the networking team, so which I said basically, is it okay if I come twice a week or once a week, 2 hours, just to kind of learn the networking side? So they agreed, so which is a win-win for me. I don't mind, I still go a little bit early. But so this is the plan, basically, to get into the IT, the networking side. Once that is I accomplished, it was an achievement basically, because I had to kind of negotiate with my manager, IT manager as well. So to get that kind of, and I think all this is from experience. So I've learned all the way from, like I worked for the NHS for over 10 years, so I mean, you can imagine, so 10 years is quite a lot. So GlobalNet, mashallah, GlobalNet, mashallah, alhamdulillah, GlobalNet of Somali nagu barti, mashallah, buy one, get one free, So future plan, inshallah, I would like to pursue into the field of cybersecurity. So that's my plan, and I've already planned basically the experience that I had before. So I'm using the same basically. Hopefully within the next 3 or 4 years, that I want to get into the actual cybersecurity. So get my CCNA and CCNA security and the CCNP and so on basically. But always معلنكو حاجة into أنا جوجا. So always, if there's anything, any doubts, I can always go to him and basically have a one-to-one discussion and guide us to the right path. And the other thing is, before I started IT and I wanted to go to the IT, I wanted to go and pay. I was willing to pay almost 1,600, just a course which is just tiny bit of the course that I'm doing at the moment, and this course is just 4 times less than that, or maybe more. So plus you get free lessons as well, which is you can't get. If you could try it any way you like. If you can match this, I'll resign. I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, truly. So everything is something that is achievable, and waxaan dhihi lahay Soomaalida xagga oo joogto oo ima khlooso ina imaadin oo waxbarashada wax fiican waa wax ku tarayso hadda waxa ku taraysa future-kana waxa ku taraysa ina aaminti horta ko. So waxaan bartay shaqada, waxaan soo shaqeeyay dad badan, like consultants, different backgrounds, nurses, admin, cleaners. So the respect and the actual respect and the actual, you worth something. When you learn, you can feel. So I would like you guys to feel that as well, inshallah.
برشي اوكي